Welcome to this video, which is just a very quick discussion of adding static meshes to your game. Now the static meshes are found just where the materials are in your content browser, and so we'll just open that up here. And don't forget to limit your search by your static meshes. If you ever find that your number here is quite low, always click All Assets and remove anything that you're searching for there. So there's all my assets. And of course, I'm going to be looking for the static meshes. Now, there's 670 items. It's a good idea to spend a bit of time looking at them and figuring out what they are. Just be careful that ones that say no collision model, that means you can walk through. Now, I can show you how to add collision models to it, but I won't do that in this video. Now, bringing something in is pretty simple. You just click on it and drag it in. And then the task just becomes placing it. And so if you bring it in, of course, there it is. You can basically, obviously, move it, okay, translate it to a position. To do that, I often recommend being in your 4 views so that you can sort of place it with more accuracy, and you'll be able to find it here. So at the moment I can see it's partially going through the wall, so I would just make sure I can click on it. You need to zoom in a bit, so that's it there, and just pull it out. Okay. Now, you can also scale it. So scaling, if you press the space bar, you can alternate through. So there's your scale. Personally, I like to scale it with the numbers. So if you wanted to double its size, that first number sort of increases its size on all 3 scale, or all 3 axes. If you want to specifically do one, this is the X, the Y, and the Z. So if I just wanted to make it taller, I could do it that way. Now you have to be a little bit careful if you do that because you can stretch the mesh and so it doesn't look all that good. Now this one's not a particularly good example for rotation, but obviously if you brought in something, maybe the step here, okay, that required rotation, so just move it up a little bit. I find some of these steps, they you can see through on parts of it. I'm not 100% sure why, but anyways, there is your step. If you press the space bar, you can get to the rotation, and you can simply rotate it around. Now, sometimes I have to keep going. So if I want to rotate it 90 degrees, you can do that, and then of course, just change that up, and then bring it into where you need. All right. Excuse me. So that should give you an idea of how to manipulate and move your static meshes around. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that some of these you can create multiple shapes with. So for example, say the piping, you can combine various pipings together, just let me find that there, to create something that's more than just one single mesh added in. Alright, so take some time, decorate it, try to make the level feel populated, not empty, and good luck.